Hey, today's topic was what? We're going to talk about creating referrals through social media. And I know Cam is a killer on that. I know some of us are, some of us aren't. If you're not, just say I'm not. Be honest with it, or say I'm trying to learn it, or I'm getting transparent with it. And we're constantly growing. So, um, on that note, I'm going to start with Cam, if that's okay. Is anybody time pressed that's got to jump off? So I know I got to make sure. And we're going to try to keep these things to, you know, 5, 6 minutes so we can do a lot of things. How's that to a guy?
I like that. I like that. And I'm going to try to be quick. Today, we're talking about, like you said, Craig, referrals through social media. I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit, as I always do. Referrals, you guys, they're not just a one size fits all type thing. Okay. There's all different types of referrals, and you need to be taking advantage of each and different type that we can get. Meaning there's, commercial referrals from, there's hundreds of different referral companies out there that charge you. There's personal referrals, there's agency referrals, right? Workplace is somewhere for our agents that they have to be on there every single day. If you're not on a workplace and you're not in your referral groups in workplace, you're missing out. You're just, simply put, you are missing out. So let's talk about, though, the topic today was referrals through social media. And I'm going to be really brief that because it's very simple. This isn't rocket science. Referrals through social media, you guys, at least in terms of how I do them. And to be honest, that is one of the key proponents to our local team down here is referrals. So we do a lot of referrals. The trick is, or the key is, if you're wanting to do referrals through social media, it's going to be being active. Okay. So that means it's going to take your time away from doing other types of money-making activities or prospecting. With that said, though, you guys, it's just called networking. This is networking, right? That's really what the base of it is. Networking is extremely valuable when done properly. And what I mean by what is proper, how is proper networking? That means that you need to be helping the other person that you're communicating with understand what the purpose of that conversation is. Why did you just add them? Why are you talking to them? Why should they respond back to you, and why would they ever want to, potentially work with you or let you help them with their clients? Because you got to remember, everybody, a referral, that's someone else's personal client. That's somebody else's, that's their golden goose. That's their golden egg there. That is super, super important to them. So when you go about this, you have to remember that constantly you need to be putting up the look, the words, right? Every time that you talk with an agent through social media, every time that you are growing your network, you need to be putting your best foot forward. And that's very, very important. A lot of people, especially younger guys like myself and our teams that are a little bit younger, they're like, my social media, it's kind of personal, it's kind of business, but it's not just business, right? Well, if you jump onto someone's social media and you see they're out partying and drinking and doing things that, I wouldn't want my best friend or my golden goose, right? My personal friend, or I would never choose that person as a referral agent. So if you are using social media for your referral base and you're out there expanding your networks, you're joining the hundreds of different real estate groups, which you all should be in because it's valuable. Being a part of those is valuable. Now, the real value, though, comes when you actually physically reach out to agents, introduce yourself, let them know that you're trying to actually build a referral network and you'd love for them to be part of it. That has been the biggest successor for our group and our teams, is actually directly reaching out to agents that, they're on the forums, they're on the groups on Facebook and different LinkedIn, and saying, hey, I'm Cam Smith down here in Southwest Florida. This is literally what my opening message says. Hey, this is Cam Smith. I'm down here in Southwest Florida. I've been a realtor now over 16 years. This year it's slowed down for us, though. And this is the truth, being a little vulnerable. It's slowed down for us. So I'm continually trying to expand my referral network, and I don't have anyone, up in your area. I see that you're in Des Moines, Iowa, or wherever they may be. And, I just wanted to have a referral partner up there. How has your year been going? And that's the key, you guys, right? You got to show that. You got to put it back on them. How has your year been going? And then they'll open up, just like a buyer or a seller or any lead. They just open up and they tell you all about them and their business and how everything's going, because there's no threat. And that's it, you guys. You want to start that conversation. And then obviously, as you get 6, 7, 8 messages in, you're about to want to leave it because you're busy and you got to go back to work. You say, hey, I really enjoyed this conversation. If I could just ask you one favor, do you know anyone by any chance that is, moving down here to Southwest Florida? Have you ever had anyone move down here to Southwest Florida? And again, it's just like any referral, you guys, when you ask that direct question, when you make sure to stop them in their tracks and they think about all of the people they know, friends, family, school people, all of that. Has anyone mentioned moving to Florida? Well, if they do, I would love to help them. And that's the key, you guys, with all referrals is making that initial contact and then making sure to ask for the referral on social media. I'm going to let everyone else go. If we get through
Cam,
everyone,
I
I have a few
I
other
have a couple
tips.
questions for you, if I can.
Yeah, okay, go
I want to
ahead.
go a little deeper on this. What are you focusing on? Which one of your social medias? It's tough being part of everything. What are you focusing on being your number one great and your number two good? Because
Number
you
one,
can't.
great. Yeah, great question, Craig, is which social media platform should you spend more time on? The truth is the number one platform that you need to focus on in terms of building a network and building referrals, getting into the groups and all of that is Facebook. Facebook's just king. It's always going to be king. There's just so many more users that are active on Facebook, you guys, and the age ranges from 80-year-old realtors have been doing it 60 years to the 18-year-old brand new agent. Now, if you a little bit younger maybe, or you want to try to get into a little bit younger groups, Instagram has been fantastic. People love reading and responding to messages on Instagram. But what I'll say is I've done both. I've tried both. I've tested both. When you message people on Instagram and also the agents that are on Instagram, they're not as professional, it seems. They're more kids. They're flaunting. They like to show off their partying and drinking and doing the things they do, which is fine, you guys. That's your life. Don't feel like you have to hide your life. But if I'm going to pick someone for my $1 million referral, I want someone that's professional, that has the business set up. So Facebook has always been the best for us. LinkedIn has been good too. I know LinkedIn has new groups. They've started up group features just like Facebook. So you guys, if you're wanting to build your own referral network, get on LinkedIn, create your own referral group, and then start inviting people on LinkedIn onto that group. LinkedIn's kind of fun because it's a very diverse group of people. There's only a certain amount of people that are actually on LinkedIn and using it. But again, they're more professional, I've found. And when we're targeting people or we're prospecting, because that's what you're doing, you're prospecting for your network. I have found that the LinkedIn has been great. But overall, if you're going to only do one platform, it has to be Facebook. There's unlimited realtors, there's unlimited groups, there's unlimited, uh, groups for the schools, groups for communities, groups for all of these. Now, these aren't specifically from other agents because, again, there's many different types of referrals. But on Facebook, you guys can get yourselves bound into these different communities and you can become the go-to person just with engagement, just by replying back to the people asking questions. But then it goes the real moneymaker, right? This is it. You put yourself in these groups, you spend an hour a day talking, and if you have that time. The real moneymaker, though, is when you actually go through and you talk to the people or the agents one by one, because that is when you can build that connection. And yeah, next time they see your name pop up and it's just a random comment, then they go, oh, Cam, he's a good guy. He sent me over that thing that he was talking about for free. Obviously, when you talk to these guys, you are give, 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 give. Oh, I got, you're all about giving. And that way, when they see your name pop up again, your name pops up. Real quick, I'm just going to leave with this one because this is really important. I just got or just received a very, very expensive referral from someone that went to one of our classes. So I did it last year. I think a lot of you remember I did a lot of in-person coaching classes, right? One of the agents that came actually reached out to me and he said, hey, Cam, I know it's been a few months, but I know that you're actually in that Southwest corridor in Florida. And I have a family member that's selling their property down here. And I went to your event, even though I'm not in the area. And I was so impressed by how professional you were. I want you to handle it. So you remember, you guys, it's all about, it's just networking. That's what referrals are. And making sure that you take advantage of the stuff like Revenos that we have the referral program in that, like Workplace. Those are things that can instantly add value to your business if you work them.
One sentence. How much time do you spend a day doing it, or how many days a week do you spend doing it?
Hour a day is what I spend on social media.
5 days a week, 3 days a week, 2 days a week?
Five days a week, every day, usually between 6 and 7 a.m. after it's a lot of time when I'm in the gym. So I have a home gym, but when I'm sitting on my bench between sets, I'm doing my social media stuff so that it's all set up throughout the day.
All right. You can squeeze it in and multitask at the same time. All right. Seeing that we haven't had Bobby here in a while and everybody doesn't believe he really has a voice, and I know he's going to want to go on for 2 hours, I'm minimizing you. We're going to start beeping. All right. So, Bobby, share us. We're going to do the gong. It's like how many people have gone to a wedding and nine
Yeah.
million people talk, and all of a sudden, an hour and a half later, and nobody has a drink. You're like, I'm going to kill somebody. So, all right. So we're not
All
doing
right,
that
let's
today.
dive
All right,
in.
Bobby,
Thank
let's
you.
go. You got it. You're
First
on stage.
off, I've missed all of you guys, and I apologize. I have not been around a lot this summer, but my son was going off to college, and we just opened up this new space right next to the Pavilions shopping center here. The new frontier for our team. It is a trip. We have glass, and 3,700 people a day are walking by. I feel like I'm in a fishbowl. I feel like I'm an actor, and everybody's watching me. It's a trip. So, anyways, let's dive in. Are we doing referrals by agents or just referral
How do you
network in
build
general?
referrals through social media? How are you
Just
building referrals
any
through
referrals through any
social
type
media?
of
Whether it's
referral.
clients finding you, people finding you, or that. All right.
Got
So
it.
how are you
Okay.
using the social media aspect?
So I've got some good notes on that. Let's start off with basically, if you're looking for referrals, you've got agents, family, friends, past clients. Those are some of the major things. But I think what most people really need to start focusing more on is service providers that are helping out the same niche that you want to work with. So if you want to work with elderly clients and help them liquidate their properties before they pass, then there's certain people that you should be talking to, maybe long-term care people, maybe, estate, trust and estates attorneys, things like that. If you're looking to help a lot of people in the 40s and 50s, you probably should be talking to a lot of divorce attorneys because they're the ones who are helping those people go through those divorces, and they're going to give you not one referral, but six, seven a year if you have those right relationships. So let's start thinking about, instead of just how can I get the onesie referrals from people, which is fine. You still want to work those angles as well, but it's a lot easier if you have five people giving you five referrals per year. That's 25 transactions if you are a high closer. So that's what I would really focus on. As far as social media goes, commenting, liking, all of the people that you're trying to target using LinkedIn. So for example, let's say you do some research, and if you go on ChatGPT, you could say, show me the 10 biggest divorce attorneys in the 92130 zip code. Bam, there it is. So there you go. You pick up the phone and you start calling those people. Can I take you out to lunch? Can I grab a cup of coffee with you? The trick is getting past their receptionists, of course, but using LinkedIn, using ChatGPT, those are things that you can do. And then when you go to LinkedIn, you can say, who's friends with this person? Okay, now you go to that person on Messenger and Facebook and say, hey, Debbie, long time. We haven't talked in a bit. Do you know Frank over at, the divorce attorney King? And she'll say, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He did my divorce. Hey, would you mind getting me connected? I'm working with a lot of clients that are going through divorces, and I'm looking for a really good attorney. Did you like him? Oh, he was great. So now you've got an introduction from one of their past clients. He's going to have to listen to you, and or at least meet you because one of his past clients is introducing you. So I would definitely really use ChatGPT, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. But and joining the groups are also good. You want to learn all about the local groups in your area. There are a lot of local divorce attorney groups. There's a lot of local estate attorney groups. Those are nice to get into because then they're going to talk about in-person networking. So then you got to go to those events. Okay. So there's no such thing as just doing it all on social media. Social media is one tool that has to be used in a multi-channel, multi system that covers everything. But start thinking more people, building relationships. Online leads are dead, guys. They are dead. Stop chasing your tail. Go after the relationships, and I promise you, your business is going to flourish like you've never seen before. That's all I got.
That's some brilliant stuff. I love the point that you were talking about the divorce attorneys. Gail DeMarco had a line. I think she calls it the three Ds: death, dating, and divorce. So look for the page. Those are the three top D's in
Yeah.
there.
And
And really,
destination, like people are moving. There's the 5 Ds, 6 Ds, 7 Ds. Yeah.
whatever it is, come up with your own thing, but go at it and get at it. And that's the key. Go one step deeper. And that was an amazing thing. What Bobby had said was he was asking these other people for business for himself. And I had somebody to teach before. People don't care until they care how much you know. Ask them, what is your ideal client? And how can I send you business? So now all of a sudden you latch them on in the reciprocity line. So there you go. All right, Dave, you're on mic, and then we're going to go to Ross. So why don't we get you and we're going to stay in those time frames.
Well, I don't really have that much to say because I'm not very good at this. Now, I've gotten a couple $100,000 of referral income already this year from different agents and around, but it's because if I'm not, we're not, I always say I'm really good at this much and I suck at this much, right? And I don't do this. So I'm just smart enough to have hired somebody. And I should have brought on Erin on my team because she could have given you all kinds of ideas. So in this case, I'm just going to pass.
All right. Well, it's all good. It's knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. We're going to go from there. We'll talk to Aaron another time, maybe. All right, Ross, tell us what you're doing with the iguanas out there.
What's up, everybody? So I just want to be clear. I haven't seen an iguana since I was like in the Bahamas. So we just, but it'd be
I'm
fun
from
if I could
Philly.
chase
I don't
them.
even know where iguanas live.
No, man, not here. But thanks, Lurch. Love you guys. Good to see you all. I'm a little different also. When I think of social media, I think of perception, kind of leaning more on what Cam was saying. I use it more as a calling card rather than a like a referral tool. So it's something that I can reference and send people to. And it's all about how you want to be perceived. Like my on leads aren't dead. So I continue to use those a lot and leverage those. And I'm more in the organization building phase of my career. So right now, the way I want to be perceived on social media is someone who can come in and help an agent in their career with rocket fuel in their business with leads or coaching or just learning how to build an organization. So like my story that I'm trying to paint, and I really don't put numbers to it, is like I switched to EXP with 2 agents on my team, and now my ZillFlex team has 70 agents in less than 12 months, or in less than 10 months. So that's the picture that I'm trying to paint right now. And so when I'm on Instagram, I had to have my 13-year-old daughter teach me how to do it. I downloaded CapCut, and then I go to this YouTube page and I actually record it on my phone. It's like the worst quality you could ever do, but I paid for the system that like makes these captions and stuff like that. So everyone asked me like, who's doing your social media? I was like, yes, I got everybody fooled. And that's what perception is, right? So for me, how do you want to be perceived? Do you want to be perceived as a top luxury agent? Put your body in a luxury house and do a video and put it on social media. Do you want to be the first time buyer specialist? Put your body with your first time buyers at their closings, handing them keys and telling those stories. Paint who you want to be with the stories that you're creating on a daily basis, and then share it. And that's how you're going to attract people to work with you. And like Bobby said, if you want to work with that certain attorney, go work with that attorney and then advertise it. And essentially, it's a free advertising space so people can perceive you as you want to be perceived. It's not a lie. It's just showcasing what you're doing. And like Cam said, you want to be perceived as the frat boy. Like, cool, go out and drink. And like you can get all the first time home buyer guys that want to buy their investment apartment so they can rage in, like that's fun. And then it's just find out who you want to be, depict it to the public and stand by it, live it out. So when people are contacting you, you can direct them right to your Instagram page. Say, hey, here's a little bit about me. And And that's the best way that I've seen to use it, because I haven't made any money by getting clients from my Instagram or Facebook at all. Not my business operates differently, but what I have done is solidified clients by sending them there. They're like, okay, Ross knows what he's talking about, and that's essentially what I've been using it for. So find out your niche. If it's in sales, go put your body in places of the properties you want to sell or the lifestyle you're offering depicted. If it's an organizational building, find out the organization you want to build, find out your leverage platform, expose that to the public. It's a great tool to show everyone for free what you're doing and why they should work with you in a certain capacity.
That's huge. That know your client is what you're looking at, knowing where you're at,
Know
and
your business model.
knowing your
So
business model, what
who
you
are
want
you
to do,
trying to
stay in the
attract?
lane and where you're going at.
Is it agents? Is it sellers? Is it buyers? Is it, service providers? Who are you trying to snag in your corner, and then speak to them?
Well, you had said an interesting part in that it's a part of your business. We talk about this, it comes from the movie Shrek. It's like an onion. You just keep peeling layers back. But in everything we do, there's the mailers that Dave does. There's the stuff that Matty does in his mailers. There's the marketing Cam's doing. It's the tours. It's the showing the business. It's just showing you more of authoritative, or not authoritative, what is it? Whatever the word is, of being good at what you're doing and expertise of where you're at. And that is the key. It's not doing 1/10 to be 100%. It's doing all 10 things to become successful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. By doing 7, it's not going to work. So it's just layering from there. What's the number one place that your guys you're mainly using? Facebook, Instagram? What do you
I'll
use?
use I post to Instagram and it latches on to Facebook.
Yeah,
I haven't updated my LinkedIn and I don't know how long. Maybe I'm missing out a big portion there, but I still might be in college according to LinkedIn.
There you go. I mean, I learned how. I mean, I actually have my VA kind of like David that does it, and she actually yells at me, I need to do more videos. You can't do it unless you push the button. Don't be afraid. So what? You don't like it? You go delete it. I didn't know you could delete once you did that. Once you put up and you don't like it, you can delete it. You can still edit it, and I just learned that stuff. So the fear of doing it is just doing it.
You can always change your perception, right?
You can always
just if you're going a certain angle, like you just said, you can go back and reboot and retool yourself. It's not you got to find out what sells, and if what you're doing isn't selling, then you can always go back and change it.
If it's not, and be you, be authentic. Don't be something else. There's a great couple to follow. It's Bruno and Stacy, good friends of mine here in Philly. They go under the Dream Team in Instagram. They're inseparable. They do a ton of real estate together. So if you want to follow them on Instagram, they do all kinds of blow up things. It's amazing. I don't know how he does it, but he just goes click, click, click. I don't have the patience nor to know that. And again, it's just a matter of being you and learning and getting out of your own way.
And last thing about social media is scrolling is not a money-making activity. Don't get caught up in scrolling, because I know the first thing a lot of people do is they'll open their app and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I was going to post something. And then 30 minutes later, they're still doing this. So make sure you go in with intent and don't get sidetracked by the squirrel.
I want to say something about that.
Here's a good, as Cam was saying, a boundary.
Yeah. So one thing real quick, you guys, with the scrolling, because let me be totally just honest. Social media is addictive. It's built to be addictive. It's the most addictive thing there is, because they know exactly what you like and what you don't like. So to get around this, right, to beat the addiction of social media, do all of your posting from a computer. Don't do it from your phone. Now, obviously, like TikTok and stuff, you can't do that. But Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of these you can do from your computer or from your office chair. When you're sitting down working, right, that's when you need to work. You need to work. You cannot sit in there, relax, sitting back, doing. No, it's time to work. I have found that when you don't get on the apps, it's a little generally easier for me.
So you're saying is that do you have them on your phone?
I do. I'm going to be honest. I'm eliminating them
from your phone.
Yeah, so I still have them on my phone because I'm addicted just like everybody else. But there is a very different mindset when you become a creator versus a consumer. So that's how we differentiate, or how I teach it, is either you're on the app to create and to make other people watch your stuff, which is cool, or you're on because you're trying to be entertained and you're wanting to see cool stuff and you want, to be entertained. Either you're a creator or you're a consumer.
Okay. Bobby, I mean, you're in a perfect spot with that 3,700 people walking by in the fishbowl now. That I mean, you can actually have some fun with it, saying, "Hey, look, you go out there and just, hey, look, we're new here. Tell me about the area, and we're a new office," and then just go live on those things. They say the live really attracts a lot of attention.
It's actually that's an interesting idea, like real estate agent on the street show, hey, what's your opinion of the real estate market or blah, 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 what's your favorite restaurant around here, that kind of stuff. That's actually not a bad idea. I will add that to my list. Thank you.
My pleasure. It's like Johnny and Jesse Waters. I know some don't watch Fox News. I'm just saying, it's like Johnny and Jesse Waters. We can send Bobby everywhere. We'll get the chance to see him all over the place. So, David, do a lot of people attract to your area because of things that you've done, like in off season right now? Does your girl, I forget her name and I apologize.
Erin, yeah.
Does she, like, you guys have done probably some videos and then cut it down of you, hey, by the way, here's Park City. Here, this is what we're doing. These are some of the fun. This is the best place to get s'mores. This is the best place to get a martini. This is the best place to get a steak. Do you do those things of your best of and then try to help those places and they'll help you back?
We do some of that, but she does kind of a wide range of everything. She does like videos to attract agents, or, like we're hiring 4 or 5 agents right now. So we do videos of our team and kind of who we are and what our culture is, what are our 5 core values. We do a little bit about what Russ said. We're killing it with Zillow Flex leads right now. And so, we'll do 10 more deals this month through Zillow Flex. And, at our price point of $1 million to, our flex deals are $1 million to $3-4 million. So it's a really good thing, right? So we can use it to attract people into our organization, attract people onto the team. And then she does fun things where we did that Barry Habib attraction meeting and thing. It was unbelievably good. So she does videos and one of the things that she's doing now is you can take a video that you do for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. And then I don't know exactly how she's doing it, Craig, but then what she does is through the system, she makes it into like 10 shorts. So
that's like Ross. What is that, Ross? Is that what you're using too, Ross?
Yeah, CapCut is I think I pay like $20 a month for like the pro version. It's probably way less than that.
So she's doing things like that, and then she's highlighting our agents, highlighting our office, people that are in it. We have people that are, talking about buyer agency and like what the new rules are, and we just do these short clips. So she's doing a ton of it, and then I do coaching trainings, as you guys know. And then with the coaching, well, like for instance, if you're on this call last week, in fact, I can do it again. So with my coach, we brought in Debbie DeGroat, right? And so one of the things I did is I did a 36-minute video on negotiating, because I believe negotiating is the number one most important thing that we need to do, right? So they take that video and now they're going to make that into, you do it once and now we have 10. So we're doing kind of a wide range of things. I wrote down here what Bobby said, real estate on the street show. That is not something that I'm doing. So I'm really on this call today, not to talk, but to listen, because this is where I get so many ideas. You guys, I I tell people that you should always be, if you're in real estate, you should be on this every single Thursday. I used to say, I used to think I knew a lot. I do not know that much, but I learn every single Thursday from each and every one of you, and I thank you for that. So that's all I got.
Cool. So we got some. I love the real estate guy on the street, whatever that was called. I was just saying, Bobby, you're in like a fishbowl. Get in there. So that's some fun stuff there.
I was
Um,
thinking stripper pole, but that like that. Your idea is good too. But
Realtor on the pole.
oh boy, we're definitely not going to see you at 11 in Miami, are we? All right, maybe we
well,
will. I know there's a couple people on this call that are dying to go to that place, and so I had to bring it up. But all right, so we kind of covered the social media bit, and again, be you. That's the key. I love people like, oh, I want to be like so and so. People don't I have a hard enough time being me. I can't be somebody else. You know what I mean? So just be you. Push it like they said in the movie Blindside when she said to the coach, just run the dang ball, Bert. Just push the button of life. Nobody. This isn't rocket science, you know. But yeah, and it's a great way of getting your name out there and leverage. I've used it for listings. I've said, look, I've got X amount of people that are on my following. Even if you have 1,000, show it. Say, look, I have 1,000 followers or 500. You're more than most. I say I have X amount of followers. I said, when I post out, it's going to over 10,000 people instantly of about your house. Does the other agent have that? I could go live right now and talk about your house. Does that other agent have it? Well, what it does is it sends you a little different. But
Not just a little bit, Craig. Don't downplay that. So one thing I have found, you guys, and I don't want to sorry I didn't jump in there, but
no, go.
you got to realize, everybody that's on this call for social media, at least having 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers or whatever you grow your groups or your little accounts to, that's more than 99% of realtors. So that makes you stand out. And in this game, especially in listings right now, the market is challenging. So if you're not going to lie to them about pricing, at least here in Southwest Florida, you're not going to try to overprice it. You have to have something to stand out why you're going to market it better, why you can get it in front of people. Don't downplay what you have, you guys. Lead with confidence, even if it's little things. Little things. You can make anything into something you can sell if you have confidence. So big one there. One thing I want to say or kind of bring up into this referral thing that we haven't talked about, and it's really important now because referrals have become ultra competitive, especially online referrals. Like if a realtor posts their online referral, we see those, they'll get like 200 comments in like 30 seconds. Does anyone want to kind of share with the group what they're doing or if they're trying to go after those anymore? Because I know here 4 or 5 years ago, I was hyper aggressive on those for myself and my team. I'd go after every single one, but it just became very competitive. I think that's starting to shift again, right? As the waves shift in markets and things change, people go out of business. I think a lot of that will shift. But does anyone have anything that they're doing with those referrals that they want to
What, the
kind of check
third
in
party
on?
ones
I
you're talking
think
about?
I think using Workplace is if you're referring to Workplace is an excellent tool, and kind of positioning yourself or positioning the referral in the place where you want it to go. Like I know when people put a referral on the California EXP page, that's like a huge group and it's not area specific. And then not only do you have people applying for a job, you have other people trying to refer the person that should be applying for the job. It's a huge group. So if I were to do a referral on there, like I would probably choose like the icon group, something a little more narrow focus. I've known a lot of people that have put it on multiple pages and they say, I only want icon responses. And so that's a way to narrow it down if that's important to you and your client. I think just finding what's important to your client is the most important way to position it on Workplace, because like Cam said, this is your friend or your client that you're trying to give an excellent experience, and you don't want to roll the dice on a wide spread. So for me, like in my business, I cross-check people on EXP and then I cross-check them to see if they're a Zillow partner. So I can get multiple types of reviews, cross-check them on Yelp or whatever, or on Google, whatever, wherever you can get reviews. It's a great way to cross-check people on multiple platforms. But I just kind of stick to EXP and Zillow because I know I can hang my hat on what my clients experience with me with somebody else in the same platforms. So that's the way that I've been doing it. But I think you're right, Cam, that man, if you throw some bait in the water, like there's a lot of sharks out there right now because like you said, like transactions are light across the country and everybody wants a piece of the action. So if you do have a referral and then be strong on your referral fee because you're offering something that nobody else is. And so stick to that, find somebody who's going to be great for your client and run with that.
Cool. Oh, we have Maddie to jump back in on that real
Boom.
quick. As real quick across the board. When you send a referral, do you send it to one agent, or do you send it to two, or do you send it to three and let them battle it out? I've been having agents calling me and saying, "Hey, by the way, I'm sending you as one of three." I'm like, to be honest, I'm not getting in a, I'm not getting in a dogfight. I don't have to.
I
You know what I
just did
mean?
that. I had someone do that to me. They were like, "Oh, she has 3 other agents," and I was like, "Okay, well, here's my stuff. Let me know."
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't do that. Bobby, do you do those, or do you want me send one, two? When you send a referral? No.
Well, for me, I always just send it to one agent for sure.
Yeah. All
I've
right. I was
actually
just
I've
curious.
never had anybody send me a referral and say, you're one of three. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
usually I
Good
usually
luck.
give the one, and then I tell the client, if you don't love this person, then just come back to me. I have some others, but I think this person might be a good fit for you.
That's good. That's good. Maddie, what we were talking about, and I don't, and again,
I had to
jump
hop
into
off for
it.
a second. Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
okay. We were talking about social media, how you're leveraging and to get more referrals to you and things of that nature. We had talked
I
about using Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. But do you want to add anything to it real quick?
Well, I don't really have anything to add about using social media to generate referrals. I can just say generally for referrals, we what I try to do is at the beginning of a transaction is to ask clients if they, for example, you take a listing, you want to initially when you're first starting your relationship with them, hey, by the way, it's going to be great working with you. I'm really excited to get your home sold. Do you know of any, do you have anybody else while I'm at it here that you know in the neighborhood that is thinking about selling, or even somebody, further out, like, friends, family, coworkers, whatever? That's a much better time to go for referrals than, at the end of the transaction when everybody sometimes is stressed out, or, people are, they're mad that they didn't get more for the house, or blah, blah, blah. It took too long. It was too fast. Every
There you go.
We
It's
obviously
almost like the white
underpriced it.
car theory. The second you buy a white car, you see more of that car that you buy. So
Yeah, but I mean, everybody tends to go for referrals at the end of the transaction, and it's actually a much better practice to ask for referrals at the beginning of a transaction. So that's the only
or
thing I
throughout
would
the
add.
whole time.
Yeah,
Do the
throughout
whole
the whole
time.
time,
Every time
sure. But I
something
mean,
happens.
just
Yeah.
as a on your checklist, you know what I mean? When you start out with a client, that's the only thing I would add.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh my
I really
goodness.
like
Now we've
that.
had a Bobby Martin showing
Yeah.
and we have a Karina jumping in. It's been weeks and months, but I know you were going through some things, and welcome back. We now have the rose among the thorns. We're going to have Gail coming back. We have a whole bunch of the ladies after the summer. But hey, we're talking about, I don't know if you understand, but we were talking about social media, how we're getting referrals from other agents, things of that nature. We're coming down to the 15 minutes to go. What can you, I know you didn't hear what some of the other people, I know you're having difficulty jumping in a little bit, but share a little bit of a couple ideas that you're using to get more referrals to you through social media.
So, hello, everybody. It's great to see everybody today. Craig, have you lost a lot of weight?
Thank you for asking.
Well, you look great. It must be that Philly water you're drinking.
It's just getting your act together.
I love it. All right. So anyhow, With referrals on social media, first of all, if you're not using social media and you're not having a presence on just about every platform, you're missing out because not everybody's on every platform, including realtors, right? Some people lean heavier on one or the other. So get something out there so you have a presence because someone may be looking for you, and make sure you fill out your bio. The bio is really important because people look at that and they want to know, and it may be a customer or it could be a realtor. You never know who's going to be looking. So you want to make sure all your stuff is neat, clean, and really like look at your stuff over and over again and make sure when you read it, you're like, I would want to do business with that person. I would want to be friends with that person. I would trust that person. If you don't have those three things, you got to go back to the drawing board, get somebody else to look at your stuff and give you some ideas, because sometimes you have writer's block or you don't see it. So get opinions on that. But as far as referrals from other realtors, many, many years ago, when I first jumped on Facebook in 2007-ish, I made it a point to decide to go out and put 10 positive comments on 10 different people every single day, whether it was on their kid or something they were doing. And I did that because that's just what I wanted to do. But what I found out was it has paid tenfold over the years. First of all, people know not to put negative stuff on my page or they get in trouble and get blocked. But second of all, they can't wait to respond to whatever I post or whatever I ask for. Or if I'm reaching out to people in California saying, hey, I'm in the Space Coast, you have people coming over from the, Silicon Valley. How can we help each other? I pay big referrals. And you know what? They start looking at my profiles and then they're like, hey, you're exactly what we want to go work with. So it's very easy if you have a good positive thing going on and people are putting nice things on your page, right? So you don't want to just be the one putting nice things out there. They will reciprocate just subconsciously because you have been putting nice things on theirs. So that's really important. And really focus on what you're putting out there in content. So you also need to be content. I know we're all busy and running around, and Cameron's the best when it comes to TikTok. I think I'm like the Facebook queen because I live more there than anywhere else, but I still try to get out there and do other things, right? My LinkedIn, I started back in 2005. I was one of the very first earliest adopters for LinkedIn. And that is a great place. If you're not putting content about how to sell a house, how to work into this weird market, how to do whatever on LinkedIn, you're missing the boat because you have a lot of brokers and a lot of realtors and a lot of big companies that are looking at what you're writing, and they may even reach out to you to have you represent their company in some relocations if they're going in your area. So you don't want to miss LinkedIn either. LinkedIn, I think, gets kind of forgotten about in the real estate community because they're like, hey, I'm not a business. You are a business. Whether it's me, myself, and I, the Lotus Group, or some even bigger group, you are a business. So make sure that you're putting good content and you're actually putting things out there about real estate. Trying to beef up a little bit more on my commercial side. So I've been putting more commercial stuff out there. So, and it's paying tenfold just by the little bit that I've dropped out there. So I guess that's it in a nutshell.
Cool. And what platform do you like using the most, other than all of them? I know you said you.
Well, I have presence on all of them. My absolute favorite is Facebook, probably because I'm 50. That happened while I was gone, you guys. I aged up. So
well, congratulations. Welcome to the new class.
I feel like I'm with the old girls club now with you, with the old guys.
Hey, let's leave the ROG. Come on. Dave and I are doing pretty good up there. You know?
Guys are very good looking. You have it going for you.
It's the gray hair. We've earned them all. We've
right.
earned them all. You two, we still, batty out.
My blonde's hiding the gray. You can't see it.
I think you're 40, not 50. No,
I love you.
Can't wait to see you in Miami. So, all right. So
I'm a Facebook girl personally, but that's where I started. I felt comfortable. I have a huge following. I have a huge following everywhere I go, but that's the one that I tend to go to first. And then I roll out from there, right? So Instagram is connected to my business page. So it automatically gets whatever I put on the business page. I do put everything on my personal page and my business page because I have an eclectic group of audience on both. If you don't have that eclectic group, then focus on your business page. Or if all your people are on your personal page, it doesn't matter. Just put it out there.
Push the dang button. So here's a question real quick. do you set a specific time in the day that you do it? And for the time we were talking about how you can get down a rabbit hole,
Yeah, you got to
Cameron
be
was
careful
saying.
with that. Customers first. If I have a customer thing, social media will wait, right? And somewhere that day or the next day it'll get on there. But more importantly, you just have to get it on there. So some people will plan a calendar of marketing events out. I think that's fantastic. It doesn't work for me. I am more of I have to sit for a minute, get creative, drop it in. Other people want to have theirs planned out. So, there's no one size fits all when it comes to this stuff. There's great programs that will let you, some of them will upload your stuff, but Facebook's really funny. They will kick you off in a nanosecond. So I don't use those automatics to Facebook because I'm too scared to lose,
I've gotten in
half
Facebook
the stuff,
jail.
right?
It's not fun.
Yes.
Can't
No,
do
it's
ads
not.
there. I
That's
got in
right.
jail one time with somebody.
Oh,
I mean, I set my times 8:15, 8:30 every
yeah, there you go.
morning.
Yep.
Whether I'm usually sitting waiting for phone calls between people, between the ones that have already I can talk to and the other ones. So, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, I do that. That's
Excellent.
8:15, 8:30 in the morning. Turn it on, turn it off, and stuff like that.
You
So,
don't do anything on Monday, Craig?
what?
You don't do anything on Mondays?
No, I don't know why. I just put Tuesday. I don't know why.
Okay, so you have to change your thinking because most people hate Mondays. We're
Yeah.
realtors. We have to love Mondays because we work 7 days a week. So every day is freaking Monday. Don't miss a day. You
I think
really,
every day's Friday, but okay.
that's the problem. We can't all be as cool as you.
And, there you go. All right, I'm gonna up it. I'm gonna go to Monday through Friday then, 8:15 to 8:30. There you go. Look what we learned.
And then on the weekends, post something cool that's happening in the areas that you
Oh
sell
yeah,
in.
that stuff goes on. I'm talking about trying to talk to people or
Oh,
not just post. I'm talking like trying to
oh, Craig, you have one of these? I know you're Billy, but I know you have
Yeah,
one of
I
these.
know, but I'm
When you're sitting down at night, just talk to me.
no, I shut off. I shut
You can
off.
shut off.
That's
That's okay.
You guys, just real quick, that's the secret that Karina has mastered. Is She just will talk with people, and that is your networking. And that's the win for social media on how to get that business. Just like everyone's been saying, get out there. You got to be willing to just chat online with people, and it's just normal these days.
By
One
the way,
thing
I'm
though,
going
you
to give a
said,
plug real quick. Dave, look in the chat. David put up the $1,000 negotiating class that he's given away as a gift with Debbie DeGroat that was on a couple of weeks ago. It's fantastic in the stuff. If you don't have it, do it right now. Don't forget, share it with some friends, send it to other agents, whatever it is. Dave's living in abundance there. All right, we're coming down to the last 9 minutes. So let's think of something. We're at the end of this quarter. I always talk about 90 days. We've got 4 days left. We got the last quarter of the year. It's the biggest part coming in. Okay. What do you want to put into your social media for the next quarter that you're not doing? All right. We're going to keep it quick because then we're going to go on to the last final question about everybody. They're going to have to answer. So, Karina, what's the number one thing you're going to put into your social media in the last quarter of the year that you're not doing? Or what to make it
I'm going to
better?
talk about why they should contact me to buy new construction homes to be able to pay for college tuition in 20 years.
Okay, there you go. Creating a legacy. All right, Bobby, what are you going to do?
So for me, it is content, and more content about the Carmel Valley area, really just meeting with a lot of the people in the mall here and just trying to be the mayor of Carmel Valley.
I think I think walking about daily, dude. I think that's a you. All right, Battiata, what's the number one thing you're going to do in the last quarter? I'm new in social media.
So I don't know if anybody talked about YouTube, but I consider YouTube to kind of be social media. So I would say posting videos on YouTube, short
More
videos.
YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. David, what are you going to do?
I'm because I'm hiring agents and I want to get more people in my organization, I'm doing the thing I do this time every year, that the third or the fourth quarter is what you do in the fourth quarter sets you up for the next year. And, Halloween doesn't start the holidays, and you don't wake up in January 10th going, wow, I don't have any business. So I'm doing a training on that. And that's what I'm going to be putting out this week.
And that's going to be broken down to those little clips that you're doing, or is that
I'll
going to
do, yeah, I'll do a long one. It's, it's really quick. It's, people, it's Halloween, and then it's getting ready for Thanksgiving, and then Christmas parties, and then getting ready for Christmas, and then Christmas, between New Year's, then New Year's hangover, and all of a sudden it's January 6th, 8th, 10th, and you're like, wow, I don't have any listings, pendings, I have no business. Yeah, because you haven't worked for the last 3 months. And one of the clips that I love about it is our competition, gang, is they're going on vacation for 3 months or 2 months. And this is the very best and easiest time to up your game and take over market share.
There you go. All right. Okay. Here's our question.
All right.
We have Ross. I forgot Ross. Go ahead. What's the number one social media thing you're going to do in the last quarter of the year that you're not doing?
I think I'm going to advertise the power of my lead campaign and do some case studies on how it's been changing people's lives on the agent side.
Cool. Also video and have them as the testimonials in the video. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because it reaches their people. Okay. We've talked about all the sweets and everything else. Question that we're going to have here, and we're going to start with Karina. The question of the day. What is your most favorite vegetable? I know it's boring, but I had to go there. What is it?
Spinach for your muscles.
Oh, yeah? There you
Iron
go.
keeps you moving.
All right. Yeah. Salad, sauteed, all the above.
All the above.
All right, Bobby Martin, how do we keep that hair going with the best vegetables? What's your favorite?
Probably yams or potatoes.
Are they a vegetable?
I think so. No,
I think they're a legume.
Potatoes a fruit?
It's a starch.
It's a starch.
So vegetable. Let's go. Broccoli. I love some broccoli. Charred up.
Yeah. That's why I did this. I knew somebody was going to say a vegetable is a potato. And by the way, a tomato is a fruit. So if you say
I knew that.
There you go. All right, David Lawson, coming up from the cold weather. What is your favorite vegetable? David, what's yours? Hurry up. None?
Lightly cooked zucchini for sure.
All right, little grilled zucchini. I gotta go. All right, Ross.
I was going to say French fries. I just found out it's a starch. So I'll do the fried asparagus from Viewpoint Brewery in Del Mar. That worked out good.
All right, some tempura. There you go. Fried asparagus. Gotta love some good asparagus. All right, let's go. Matty Battiata.
I'm going to say tomatoes because that's you make tomato sauce for the pasta.
It's a fruit.
Whatever. I don't care. To me, it's a vegetable.
That's why. Hey, Cameron, what's yours?
I'm going to go with, we're going to go with Brussels sprouts.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Roasted with the oil and the...
oh, yeah. In the oven, when you cut them in half, throw them in the oven. Oh,
throw some bacon in there.
Woo. Oh, yeah.
There you go. A little pancetta. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Maddie, I thought yours was going to be cactus or agave, seeing that it's tequila. So
I see Gail on. Gail, what's yours?
Gail's not on. I think it's her team on. All right. For those of you that don't know what it is, mine's broccoli rabe. I love broccoli rabe. All right. You got to saute it right, or it can be really, really bitter. So, but all right. Anybody want to say anything in closing? We're down to 1 minute, and we're going to kill this thing. All of us are saying prayers for Mitch. Anybody else who's in Florida who's getting beat by the weather, and anybody else who's got family?
I'll say one thing, guys. Get out there and sign everybody to a buyer broker agreement. You don't sell houses anymore. You sell buyer broker agreements. That's what your job is. Okay? Because if you don't have that, you are toast in this market. So get out there. Don't be afraid to ask for the order. If you don't ask, you're not going to get it. And if you don't get it, then that just shows that you need work on how to present it. I don't want to see people out of the business in 6 months. It is the single most important thing you can work on today. That's it.
Huge.
And you want to know how to do that? Download the course that I'm giving away and go to session 9, and it'll tell you the whole process. So go.
Or you can look at my Instagram. Hey,
There
that
you
ties
go.
in nice, right?
There you go. Everybody's got to tie it. Everybody's got to go. Everybody's got to go.
You guys are the
All right.
best.
So,
Yeah.
does anybody know the topic for next week already? Cam, do you remember?
I don't have it on hand. Sorry.
I know Mitch is going to let us know. But all right, so the bottom line comes on is bring a friend next week. Let's get going. This was great. Love seeing Karina. Karina's back. We got Batty out of the house off the surfboard. We got David's dug out of the snow. We got Ross on out chasing around the white golf ball. We got Bobby that's now out of the hairdresser and living in the fishbowl where he's got 3,700 people walking a day. We got Cameron who's fighting Helen, the hurricane coming to you from Philly. Go Eagles, go Phils. All right.
Yeah.
Love yous. Talk to you soon. You need anything from us?
Hey, guys.
Anybody,
Be safe,
reach out to us.
Cameron. Be
Thanks,
safe,
guys.
Yeah, be
buddy.
safe, Cameron.
Cam.
Exactly.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you guys.